Hey guys, it's me, Lisa, once again bringing to you another episode of the Preptober series. Yes, I have makeup on. Don't get too excited, but I decided that I want to take care of myself and look a bit better because I have had a massive pimple outburst on this cheek and it's still visible. I'm not saying it's not, but this way my skin has an overall more even complexion, and I think it looks a lot better. So I think that it's time to really embrace the 2021 mantra of the take care of yourself and absolutely dive into it through decent hair. And I bet you think this is curled, but it's my natural hair and I'm so proud of it because my father is super curly and he has the best curls that are super perfect, and I have no curls. And it's like, I've not had the boobs, I've not had the curls, what have I had? But now the hair are making up their mind that it's finally time to give me some curls. These are not perfect, it's not the whole head, but we are okay with it. Today we are talking about writing a thrilling and satisfactory plot twist. This is a fundamental part of every story, and I bet you're as excited as I am to dive into this topic. So if you want to view the other episodes of the Preptober series, I will leave them here or on the other side, well, up here somewhere, and you will be able to access the full playlist and you will be able to watch all the episodes, which I suggest you do because they are very, very useful if you are diving into writing at all, or especially diving into this year's NaNoWriMo. If you have not seen the introduction to my NaNoWriMo and announcement of what I'm going to do, well, please do watch the video and let's become nano buddies or Rhymo buddies or however we are called. This is the penultimate episode of the Preptober series, and if you are interested in this kind of things, tell me down in the comments below because I was intending to do some writing vlogs and also some writing lives for me and you to be able to write together, but I don't know if you're interested in that, so if you are, leave it down in the comments below. So, after all of this, it's also important to mention that my blog is the place where you can find the script to this episode and the techniques and everything. And if you are interested in visiting my blog, please go click it from down below in the description, and there's the link to my blog, and I would be so happy if you left a like to the vlog and subscribed. But apart from all this introductory rumble, we are gonna dive straight into plot twists. A plot twist, when you type it up on Google, the first thing that you will see is the Wikipedia definition. The Wikipedia definition states, a plot twist is a literary technique that introduces a radical change in the direction or expected outcome of the plot in a work of fiction. When it happens near the end of the story, it is known as a twist or suspense ending. It may exchange the audience perception of the preceding events or introduce a new conflict that places it in a different context. A plot twist may be foreshadows to prepare the audience to accept it. There are a variety of methods used to execute the plot twist, such as withholding information from the audience or misleading it with ambiguous or false misinformation. So, all of this definition is a broad definition and it's very correct, but what it misses is, well, how do I achieve an effective and satisfactory plot twist? In fact, this is the main issue that most writers encounter, and as my teacher told me, the very major problem with plot twists is that they can, especially in twist endings, they can really much be hard on the reader, and the reader might be disappointed by them, because if they don't see it coming, if it's not done correctly, the reader will be disappointed at the end, because you expect something to happen and then it doesn't. And this is a really big throwback on the narration. So I think that to do successful plot twists, is important to master the technique. And how do you do that? With practice. That's the only way. But there are some ways in which you can make sure that your percentage of possibility of success increases, and we are going to see how. An example of a successful plot twist is the third Harry Potter. If you're not familiar with Harry Potter, what are you doing with your life? But the books are so much better than the movies, so if you say, oh, I've seen the movies, it's not enough, trust me. But apart from this tangent, the third book has the plot twist of revealing that Professor Lupin is a werewolf. And how does it do that? In the previous chapters, Professor Snape assigns the class with a homework to find out information about werewolves. And this gives Hermione the tool to learn that Professor Lupin is a werewolf, and then this gets revealed to us later on in the book. But this was foreshadowed all the way back to the chapter when Professor Snape takes over the Defense Against the Dark Art class and assigns the class with this homework. So this is a way to do it massively, because you have this major plot twist. He is a werewolf. So this is very, very big information in the magical word. It means a hell lot of things, and it goes along with so much judgment. And this is done masterfully, because you kind of could have seen it happen. And this is great, and this is what you have to aspire to achieve with your own story. So there are various ways in which you can achieve this plot twist. You can show the reader something that the main character has no idea of, and the reader does know it, and what we are waiting for here is the reaction of the main character, and that gives us the important bit of information that we want to get through to. And this is done masterfully, I think, in 100 Days in Sunlight. It's a book by Abby Emmons, and she is a fellow YouTuber. She's a lot bigger than I am, but I love her, and I think that with her videos, she inspired a lot of my writing, and she motivated me to do this kind of things and to go along with my YouTube ideas and YouTube objectives. And she does it in the book by showing us from Weston's perspective. He hasn't got the lower part of his legs beyond the knees. Tessa does not know, and she is going through this period of blindness that is temporary, and this allows Weston to get away with his lie or his lack of delivery of information for quite a while. But then when she gains her view back, obviously what the reader is waiting for is the big reveal to her that he has not the lowest part of the legs. And I think that is really a great way of showing this kind of twist, because for her it's a major twist but not for the reader, but we are waiting for the reaction, and this can change everything if taken wrongly, and it can also give you a great point to, I don't know, give your character a surprising reaction that changes everything. In thrillers and murder series, there is the big reveal at the very end of who is the culprit of the case that we follow all the way through to the end of the novel or short story or whatever it is, and that to be done masterfully has to be done with little details and little hints that are given out through the book, but still you have to keep the suspense until the very end. And what I love about this technique is in 10 Little Indians, this is Agatha Christie's book, and it is done so gracefully, because in the book what happens is that 10 people arrive on an island. They all arrive from different reasons, but they are all there, and they have all committed a murder in the past, and this gets told to them at the very beginning. And afterwards, during the book, each chapter they start dying one by one, and as they die, the little statues of Indians that are at the center of the main table start disappearing, and they start getting thrown everywhere, and there is a total suspense because everyone dies. So you arrive at the very end being like, okay, and now? And then you get your plot twist. And that is so masterfully done. That book is my all-time fave, with so many others, but like it's done so gracefully, and it's an example of a gracefully done plot twist. So, as we have dived into some types of plot twists, there is a way that I will show you to execute a plot twist. So you have to let the reader know the information through clues that can be interpreted leading up to the revelation. So when the revelation happens, the reader can go back and satisfactorily reread those clues that he thought meant something, but in reality means something else. Withhold the information from the reader can be a way of doing that, showing the information to the reader and not the character. Writing the story from the perspective of the character to allow an organic discovery of the plot twist, and this is super important, needs to evoke emotion in the reader. So these are all the characteristics that a correctly done plot twist must have, and if obviously you do it through the character's mind, the reader's mind is gonna follow up, and it's gonna be super duper good. I stumbled upon a blog post that was written by NJ Simmons in Jericho Writers, and she talks about plot twist and points out other things that I hadn't thought about but that are super important to take into account when creating your plot twist. For once, it must be plausible, because if it's not plausible for your character or for your story, it's not going to be believed. Then it must be a surprise, so you have to leave enough clues for the reader to go back and interpret, but not enough so that a reader will discover it in like 2 pages. So this is super important. And obviously, yeah, it's super important that it has to be foreshadowed in some way. And I think this closes up the masterfully done plot twist in your story or short story or book. And so if you needed this information and are gonna use these techniques, please write to me in the comments, what are you up to, what are you writing, and I really would love to know, because I'm always interested in other writers' projects. And in terms of my project, I will update with that as soon as we get to NaNoWriMo. But for now, I hope that if this video interested you and helped you in some way, you will leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I really hope to see you all in the next video. Bye guys!